Welcome back to Etc. Podcast. I'm your host, Victor, and my co-host, Mark. Mark, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing all right. We are back in the studio.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? No longer sick, I hope.
I mean, I'm not really sick. I'm not.
The truth comes out, people.
Sick. I'm not sick. It's just during the time that I was sick, the reason why, because it was like last week or so, maybe like Sunday, I would say Monday to like Thursday, I was sick. I'm somebody who really gets sick, but then easily gets out of it like within 4 days. Like I take my medicine, I go to sleep, I bang it out, and I'm just like, I don't want, because I hate being sick. So that went well. But then for some reason, Friday night, out of nowhere, I got this like weird striking pain in my ear. I was like, what the heck? And I thought it was one of those things where it's like you feel something in your body, you're just like, whatever. Like, away, So you feel like a little spasm, whatever. So I was like, all right, yeah, cool. I'm good. It's whatever. I'll just, rock it out. Then later in that night, kind of when I was going to sleep and just like in the middle of the night, again, that pain was just so terrible in my ear. And I was just like, yeah, no. Like I was like, this thing hurts. It's like, it feels really bad. Turns out I found out I had an ear infection.
Of course.
Yeah. So I was just like, this thing is terrible. And I mean to say, like, I don't wish this pain on anybody. Like, bro, it literally is so painful to the point where it's like you can't even focus on anything. It's just constantly like this pain that's in your ear. I couldn't sleep. It was waking me up. I was like, bro, this is terrible. So yeah, throughout those couple of days, I was just kind of rocking it out because I was just like, I read that it could go away, and stuff like that. So I was like, let me just chill. Let me just not jump and immediately go to the doctors. But I ended up going today. So I found out that I actually ruptured my eardrum. So
what the fuck did you do?
I don't know.
What you be getting into, bro?
I guess
too far with the Q-tip?
No, and that's the thing. Like I did none of that. I think it ended up being a thing where there's just a pressure in my head from being sick. Because usually following being sick, there's usually a lot of times when they say you can get an ear infection. But I think it was maybe just blowing my nose. I think I might have just blew my nose way too hard. And I think I just honestly ruptured my eardrum.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So it kind of is annoying that it ended up happening. I really cannot hear out of my left ear.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my eardrum is really ruptured, so I can't really hear out of my left ear. It's not to the point where I'm deaf, obviously. But yeah, I can't hear out of my left ear. It still hurts a little bit, but that's why I would just take stuff like Tylenol and stuff to just kind of get through that. But now it's all really just a waiting game for literally the layer of my skin on my eardrum to just kind of patch up so I can hear again.
That's why he's not wearing headphones today. We don't want to re-rupture it.
Yeah.
So for his own safety, I've taken the sacrifice of wearing the headphones this week.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason why I'm not wearing headphones today. Nothing to do with the studio at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been my week and how I have been. Yeah, it sucks. But, it's fine. It's fine. It's kind of funny because anybody I tell, they're just like, what the heck? And I'm just like, yeah, honestly, I didn't see this coming either. I was like, 1 second I was sick and I was fine. Like literally Thursday, I was like, yo, like I'm chilling. Like I was like, this was such a quick sickness. I'm like, it's whatever. Literally Friday night, I was just like, it just hit me. And I was like, bro, what the heck? Like, I was like kind of like Akira. He was like,
Akira!
Yo, like honestly, yeah, that's how I felt. Cause I literally, any movement or I was just like, bro, what is this? Like, I was like, I don't know where it's coming from. But yeah, that is me. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good week,
Lucky you.
Nothing crazy happened. It's like, no. Yeah, election ended. Like we said, it's over. We don't got to deal with no commercials no more. The one person who won, they won.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on from it.
Yeah.
And we're going to survive and persevere to whatever comes out of it.
Yep.
I hope he does the best job. But if he doesn't, it's nothing new. Wasn't as disappointed as the first time, I'll be honest. Like I was like, this time I was like, we knew after the bullet in the ear, it was like, it's pretty much
That's
on
what
lock.
I thought, yeah,
She had her momentum, but it just wasn't enough. You know, the country has its own issues to take care of before we can actually allow her to get.
To be completely honest, though, I'm very surprised to see the big gap that it was, though. Like, I don't know. I thought it would have been slightly closer, but it was like a really humongous gap.
It was what made, I feel like, it not seem as close was that these states that they like were like basically assuming she was gonna win. She didn't. Like PA, for example. Like if she took PA, it would have looked a lot closer.
Yeah, I saw like earlier on, maybe around like 6, it was showing, at least from what I saw, that she was like doing perfectly well.
It flipped like a PA, Georgia, and I think like Minnesota or something like that. Like flipped like 1,000 times.
Yeah, like I remember I saw like earlier. I was like, oh. PA, I'm like, this is great. Like, she could have like a good chance, because even in the beginning, like I saw that she wasn't winning. I was like, understandable, like, it's whatever.
Because like I had that same thought, and I looked at the map of like the 2020, and like it looked identical. Like he won. He basically, like, the difference was that Biden won Pennsylvania, and like basically like the edge states, and then as usual. So the middle of the country.
So literally, it's us in PA. That's like, I feel like we're very big. I mean, we are, but it's like crazy to think that like PA.
Look, they carry a shit ton of votes. I think it's like 26 electoral college votes or something like that.
And that's just so crazy to think that we really have a big factor in it. And yeah, that really just changed it. But yeah, I saw it so many times. I was like, dang.
But then outside of like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, it's like ding, 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 ding. So, you know, you're going to get that result. That's the best way I could say it respectfully. But yeah, like I said, he won the electoral and the popular vote. This is what the country wanted. Let's see how it plays out. We all know what his platform was and what he's promising. See what happens. And they have complete control over the House and Senate. So whatever he wants to do is going to get passed.
Yep.
So if he's truly did a good job the first time, he's going to do a good job the second time, because it's purely because of him and not because of any other reason that he landed in a good spot.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the end. We're not going to talk about no cheating or no stupid like that. It's just, it's over.
Because he won.
He did.
Yeah.
He won by like 5 million votes for the popular vote. So like, it's not like, oh, it was a couple things.
No. I'm just saying that because if had it been the other way around, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%. But you know, we're going to take it in stride.
Yeah.
And she's what, 60?
Is she?
She can come back if she wants to. It's not a big deal.
Damn, that's still kind of old though.
Yeah, but fucking...
No, I know. I agree. But it's just like, I don't know. She doesn't look it, I guess.
At all. No.
Yeah, she doesn't look it.
But,
she looks like she's 50.
Yeah, that's that black and Asian in there, bro.
Yeah. Holding it tight.
But yeah, Trump is the oldest elected president ever.
I saw that and I was very surprised. Not because like it's him, but it was just like, I don't know. I guess when I see pictures of like past presidents, I'm just like, dang, they look old. Meanwhile, there's just probably like,
it's just time.
60s,
yeah.
And,
but yeah, he'll be older than Biden when this is all done in his 4 years. So all that age bullshit never really mattered.
Nah, it's just a person, to be honest.
Yeah, but like the way that people talk about him, like, oh, he's too old. Like,
no, yeah.
The opposite side was like, oh yeah, he's too old. He shouldn't be here. He's delirious. Like, y'all are about to see. He's going to be 83 by the end of this. I hope y'all know that.
If y'all thought y'all saw him before.
Yeah, he already sounded like the difference between 2016 and like now, his speaking has been like vastly different. I can only imagine as we get to the tail end of this.
Yeah.
How this is going to go.
Before, I felt like I mean, let's be honest. I don't think he was really getting to a point of anything he says sometimes. But now it's just like, you can tell. When like within the first 2 seconds of him speaking, I'm like, this isn't going.
Before he had like some snap to him, like where you could tell like he was on his shit. But now I'm not too sure. But that's the end of that. We said no more. Once it's done, it's done. I don't want to hear about it. We'll do what we can for these next 4 years.
I don't.
It is what it is. I do want to talk about another president, though. I don't know if you've heard about this. There's this president. Actually, it's not the president, but technically he's tied into it. There was a situation in Equatorial Guinea, which is a country in the western part of Central Africa.
Okay.
There was some, I'm going to look up the exact title here to get you in. There's a man named BALTASAR ENGONGA, and he is the Director General of the National Finance Investigation Agency. So he oversaw financial crimes within Equatorial Guinea. I hope I'm saying that properly. Have you heard of this man at all? Have you heard the situation?
I've not heard of this man.
So this man, BALTASAR ENGONGA, he was arrested for having 400 sex tapes in CD form with high-profile women, including the president's sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot you're not on Twitter, so you don't see any of this anymore.
I don't.
Um,
Definitely would have if I was. It'd be like the first thing as soon as you like click on that app.
Yeah. So there's 400 videos that have leaked and are out in the world of this man having sex with high-profile women. The high-profile women included spouses of high-ranking officials, wives of close family members, including his brother's wife, relatives of government officials, the sister of the president, Teodoro Obiang Nguma, hopefully Mbasogo, hopefully I said that right, and spouses of multiple government ministers. So he was just banging everybody's wife and sibling and auntie.
What's up with this guy?
On camera. And you would think, and I believe he's married as well with kids. You would think like, oh, like he had like a hidden camera set up or something, right? Wrong. All of these videos were consensual. All of these wives and sisters, whatever, like were like, oh, set this up. Yeah, like this is me. Like I'm on camera right now cheating on my husband. And yeah, they knew all about it. These were all recorded. And he got arrested for it because not only did he do all this, he did this, not all of them, but most of them were done within like the government building and like his office. Some of them were in his home.
Wow.
But yeah. So based on the fact that like this was all consensual, is looking like, what does this guy got?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what's so special about this man?
Yeah, like these are all people that probably like are at the same parties or like mingling with each other or know of each other in some extent. Did they all know about each other, or he just secretly just hopping from all these people? Yeah. And how do you get all these people to agree to cheat on their husbands with their coworker and siblings of said person?
I have no idea. I don't consent to that.
And I'm not hating because like, you know, do your thing. I don't condone cheating, but like, you know, this is your business, your life. And I'm not hating, but like he's not an extraordinary looking dude. He's not ugly either. I'm just saying like he's not, like, I'm trying to figure out what it is about him. Like maybe he just got crazy charisma that like just draws these people in.
Yeah.
Because the president's sister, I feel like the fact that he's still alive is insane.
Yeah, that is.
He just got arrested.
That's probably a good thing for
like,
him.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't.
Like, that is insane. I mean, still speaking soon, he might be in an accident at some point in time.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good thing he's in prison.
Yeah.
I mean,
he might want to keep that camera with him just in case. But yeah, that's crazy to me. Yeah, 400 videos. 400
is insane. Yeah.
He just has a thing. And like, I have not watched these. I have not seen the videos. I've seen the picture of the guy, and I have seen on Twitter, obviously, because Twitter is Twitter. There are screenshots. I'm going to try and do this without my mic going away from me. There's screenshots of the videos. So like, I don't see anything, but I saw him like without a shirt on. And then like, obviously there's like a woman's legs or something in the frame, but it's cut out. All the ones I've seen, for some reason, he's in this position. Like he's sorry about it. Every time he's just like this. And like the woman's basically like doing like the work. But every time in every like screenshot I've seen, there's like 8 of them. He's like this while they're doing everything. And I don't know where that came from. Maybe that's the secret. I might have to pull that out next time. So, respectfully, fellas, try it at home. Let me know what happens.
I don't know.
But
maybe it's just feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, like I feel like the guilt was eating away at him. As everything's happening, he's like, yo, I'm such a dick. And like, he's just like, I don't want it. Or maybe he has like a nipple thing. Like he's like scared. Like he's like insecure about his own nips.
That could also be a thing, I guess. I don't know what that position does for him. Gives him power. Gives him
maybe
guilt,
that's
shame.
what it.
I don't know. Maybe they feel bad and they're just like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I just found that hilarious though, because I was like, wait, like even if it was like screenshots of him in the act, like you would think some of them would look different.
They're just all
like
the same.
From what I could tell, like the women all looked like they were in different positions in whatever they were doing at the time. But the only thing that was consistent that this man was just
maybe he knew
he was ready to dive.
Eventually going to like get leaked, and he was like, "Let me find a single pose for
yeah."
To take
he's just like, or he's just like, "Yo, look, like I'm not doing nothing. This is all them.
True, you know?
I'm innocent.
They took me here against my will."
So
weird.
That man has a lot of enemies. He broke up a lot of marriages, and there's like physical proof of all these things, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he honestly has to leave the country.
The fact that he's alive is wild. Yeah. And I don't know how his wife is doing or his kids, like, hopefully to know that's out there.
They left him. Well, I mean, obviously he's in prison, but...
But then it's also, like, if you know you have a high-profile position, why would you record? Like, why would you keep proof of it?
That's where the fetish comes in.
I guess, yeah. Because like otherwise, like you're just setting yourself, because you know you're doing wrong. You're doing it on your job's like you're risking your marriage, your job, career, all of that. Yeah. Now you're in prison for it. And like you, like even if it didn't leak this way, unless somebody within that group leaked it, like I can't, like for example, obviously this is like way left field, but like I think about like MLK, like when he was doing his shit, like he was trying to like, you know, fight for like the rights of of African Americans, whatever, while in the US. At some point, somebody sent like a tape to his house so his wife could open it of him cheating on his wife. Mm-hmm. It's the same idea. It's like, yo, like if you did 400 videos, you don't think somebody's going to send that to your wife?
Especially this day and age.
And especially between like, this is your wife. I'm sure that there's like work stuff going on and you're like a government official. Like you're mingling with these people's coworkers and spouses. You don't think nothing's ever seemed suspicious? You don't think she didn't know? Maybe she did know. It's a different time, you know, different strokes for different folks. But it seems like a lot of these people were thrown off by it. And siblings and whatnot too, aunties.
Yeah, this whole situation just seems very, very out of whack. Very confusing.
What do you even do? I wouldn't even want to take, I feel like that's too risky. Like even if I was that guy, like I don't think I would take it to that extent. I would never cheat in my entire life. Like I'll put that first and foremost. But like to just do with everybody that like you're cool with. Yeah. Like not even strangers. Like, yo, like you're just playing with fire on another level.
Paul, let me talk to your wife real quick.
Yeah. And nobody suspected it. This is just way too deep.
Yeah.
I need interviews. I need everybody to speak up.
It is very weird to do like 400 and then like I'm just thinking of every single person for that girl, their spouse, and just like how did all of that just somehow work? Like, I don't know. He just somehow got away with it for that long. Yeah. Like, you know,
this is like Diddy level type shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is like 400 videos. This is not 400 women, but 400 videos is a lot. Yeah. It's almost the same thing as what was like 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Yeah. Like, that's that type of like crazy shit.
Yeah, it is wild. I don't know. Well, he's in jail now.
Yeah. And now, like, the president put out this policy or something, or law is like, oh, like there's a zero tolerance policy for like having sex on or any sexual misconduct within government property or anything like that. I would have thought that would have been a thing before. Yeah, he's like,
he was like, well,
he's like, what the fuck? I read the manual, ain't shit on there about it.
So you can't really hate me.
Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game.
I read in between the lines.
Yeah, why am I in jail? What I do?
That's crazy.
Bro, so many questions. What do you even do? Can you even get mad? Like, I mean, obviously I feel upset as the guy. Yeah, no, I'd still be upset. I was trying to think, like, if it was a stranger, it's like, all right, obviously you hold no loyalty to me whatsoever. So like, I'm gonna just be, all my anger is gonna be directed at my spouse because they're the one that did something wrong to me. Yeah. But I work with you every day. Yeah. Even if we're not like friends, like we still look each other and you shake my hand every morning.
You're like, wait, from accounting?
Yeah, like, and then on top of that, my wife, and then it's on video, so everybody saw it and everybody knows about it. At least even if somebody cheats on you in private, it's still embarrassing, but it's not on a global scale. Yeah. Like this man was like serial cheating on his entire crew, and it's on a global stage now because of the like crazy, like to the level that he took it.
And I just wonder, like on that day, how it happened. Like where was he? Like how did it go down?
He was probably just like having breakfast. His phone was like
he was probably having breakfast, like, and then like it just broke through the door.
He was taking a nap in his office. He was like, his phone just kept vibrating. He was like, "Oh no." What am I gonna do?
No.
Bro, yeah. I have no words. I don't know. I could never.
Yeah,
and the fact that all of it, like I said, it was like all the videos were consensual. Like there was no like, because I think to that extent, it's like, all right, cool. I could understand getting people to like cheat with you. Mm. But for all of them to agree to have it on camera, not one of them was like, I don't want this to be, I don't want proof of it. I don't want like any way for my spouse to find out.
No, they were just like, you know what? Let's document it. We're in the political building. We might as well get some documentation.
Yeah, that's that kink fetish thing right there. Because like, it's just, I guess they just with it. Then it makes you think, it's like, we talk about Bill Clinton all the time, you know, Monica Lewinsky. This was just to another level, even though he wasn't the president necessarily. But the current president,
somehow it's all in line with government.
Yeah, and the current president, he was like, yeah, he's been president of the country for like 45 years.
Jeez.
So like
different countries do that.
Yeah. So he just like it's not new. Like he's just been around. So it's wild, but makes you think differently. You know, our president has his own stuff. A lot of them that weren't consensual. But this guy just on full effect, on camera. He said,
and what did they do? They sent him to jail. You see that here. They'll just be like, hey.
You could learn a couple things from Equatorial Guinea, you know?
Hey, you. Don't do that
You
again.
want a job? You want to run this joint?
Come on.
You said, bro, to pull that off, you know.
I mean, I am not. When I think about it and here, I'm just like, honestly, I can see that just being like a slap on the wrist. Hey, don't do that again. All right.
No, he'd be fine, bro. Here, he'd be chilling. Clearly, he might. That's what I said. It's just so crazy to think about the way I just worded that. It's like, yo, like, yeah, you did X, Y, and Z. You got these felonies. You got all this other stuff. It's like, you're hired. Like, that's what America was built on. That's what we need. For. You got the moxie. You got the balls.
Insane.
Yeah, but wild. I don't know if I'm tripping. I mean, I know we said we were done with it, but like after we found out, and like I think the morning of, Kamala went out and gave a speech, and like I don't think I've heard, like, I don't know if I'm just not remembering or anything. I haven't seen a speech. I haven't seen Trump since he's won. Am I tripping? I don't think he's done like yeah, like we did it, y'all. Like,
well, from what I've heard, it's like he even said like if he was to lose this, he would not run again. And
yeah, but he won.
No, I know that.
Pop out, bro.
But the thing is, I just don't think he's like, I don't know. For some reason, like ever since it's been the last like month or so, even like month and a half.
I think he was sweating a little bit. That's the thing. Like I think there was a part of him for a second. He was like, yo, like if I don't win this, like I'm really fucked.
That, and I just think he just doesn't really have it in him to really try to like I feel like in his mind in the beginning of the race, he was just like, yeah, like I want this. And then kind of like towards the end, he was just kind of like,
fuck, I'm in too deep.
Yeah, I guess I gotta do this. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, who knows? Maybe like this week to come, next week to come, like you'll see it really kind of like him do some stuff. And but to me, I feel like it's more so like marketing is just pushing him like, yo, you got to do this round. You got to do this. And he's just like, all right.
Because even the day of like when the votes were coming in, I had like the newscast up. I'm showing like the map and everything. They was like, yeah, like they pulled up because Trump had like 2 watch parties or whatever going on. He was at one at his like golf course, and he was like, he's making his way to this other one like 10 minutes away where they were filming from, and they were like, he's gonna make an appearance here. And I didn't even see clips of that or anything. Like I haven't seen no type of like, yeah, like we did it, y'all. Like, you know, we in this, which threw me off. I thought he'd be the first one. Cause I understood like Kamala when she lost and I was like, it's gonna take her a minute. Like she gonna be upset or whatever. Like she needs to gather herself. And yeah, it took her a little bit to come out, but she gave her speech. She's like, yeah, we're not gonna do no recounts. Like, you know, I called them this morning, told them congratulations. Like, that's all right. Like, and then she was just like, this isn't the end for me. Like, you know, it wasn't this time around, but we'll be back.
I hope so.
But
I hope so.
Yeah, bro. That confused me a little bit. I thought I would see him more talking shit.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, like you said, like, or I was saying too, how he was like sweating a little bit. I think like the day before, like November 4th, he was like, yo, like if I don't win this, like I'm in trouble, guys. Like, and he just started saying, he's like, yeah, like I thought he was gonna come out here, say a couple Keep America Great Again and like get off the stage. Like he just seemed, like you said, like he just seems tired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't seem like he really cares as much. I wouldn't even say cares, just he's just tired. Like,
I think this, if anything, if he's like not in it, I feel like the main thing for him is that he wants to get out of those like indictments and court cases, because part of the plan was to, or I don't know if it's, I think it was already signed where like if you're president, you can't be tried or charged for anything while you're actively working in office. But now there's some of the cases they're trying to like get them to wrap up before he takes office to see if they can, you know, do his thing. Like if he ends up being guilty or not, which made me learn is that he can still serve as president while in jail. I didn't know that was a thing, but he can do that.
It's another one of those laws.
Yeah.
We just have enough to make sense.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. He might be president forever. According to Project 2025, they're trying to get rid of the whole like max amount of times you could run. But I've seen some funny memes out of it though. They were just like,
Obama better come right out.
That's what I'm saying. That was what the meme was. It was like it was like Obama
again.
It was like Obama getting ready to run again after Trump drops the 22nd Amendment.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this shit would be hilarious, bro, to see.
We're gonna have a boxing match after that.
It'd be insane. And somebody mentions like, yo, Trump would be younger than both candidates or any of them in 2028. Then yeah, at that age in 2020, he'll be younger than both Trump, Biden, Harris. Like he'll be younger than all of them by that time. So like he got time. And if he were to win, if they were to actually do this, he would be the guy for as long as he wanted to, I guess, if that's what he wants.
Yeah.
But then it's also, are they going to do elections anymore? Who knows? We'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
We might flee the country. We don't know. Let's see what the 4 years hold us. I'll be 30 by then.
Yeah.
Let's just rock out. Just going to enjoy my 20s while I can.
Exactly.
You
Might
know?
Might as well.
Also, before we get out of here, the fact that like this is all said and done. And I saw somebody mention this. I saw somebody make a video on Twitter earlier today. You know, like there's been this whole thing. It's like, oh, like, why does everybody have a podcast and all this other stuff? It's like, oh, we don't need you to have a podcast. This guy who's like, I've seen him say before, been one of those people to be like, yo, like, we don't need more podcasts. Like, sell your mics, like, whatever. Podcast equipment should be expensive. And he was just kind of like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, we need more left-leaning or center/left-leaning people to like have podcasts, because even if you have some sort of platform at all, a lot of kids, their main source of content will be like a Joe Rogan or like a Andrew Tate, or what's the other kid, the curly-headed white kid that was like had him on his stream. He's on Kick now. Aiden Ross.
Okay.
Or like guys like that. It's like they have major platforms, and since they're popular, a lot of like younger kids' entertainment is coming from those guys. So like we need more people who are on the opposite side of it to show you that like both sides exist, and you don't have to run that way.
Yeah.
And with that being said, as two people that I feel like are fairly liberal and like, you know, want common equal rights for everybody.
Yes.
Trump has been elected. There's a lot of things that like are at stake within his presidency. And I want to say, and I'm sure Mark will echo it in some way, shape, or form, that like women that are scared or anxious or whatever, like you guys know where our vote went. We're sorry that things are like this scary for you and you have to basically anticipate the worst. But if it counts for anything, we're on your side. And fellas, if you're on the fence about it, ask yourself some questions as to why these things are happening and which side you want to be on, and think about how it affects the people you care about and even beyond that. Obviously, it's easy to be like, oh, only care about my own interests or the people within my circle, but it affects a wider scale as well.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we're both men here, so it's easy to say, oh, like reproductive rights, like that doesn't affect us. But at the end of the day, it does.
Yeah.
Whether like you're having a kid or not, that reproductive rights or access to that type of care expands beyond just having abortions. There's a lot of things and supplies and help that comes out of that can help women beyond that, whether if it's like cancers or just like certain medications for hormones or whatever it may be, like all those things along those lines. It goes a lot deeper than just like abortion and all the other bullshit that people are trying to fight against.
Yeah.
It's very important. These are things that people need, and we're on your side. We just want to say at least this is a platform that we're on the opposite side of that spectrum, where you're just like, oh, like they're trying to fucking rule over your bodies and shit. I know it doesn't count for much, but this is a safe space for y'all in some way, shape, or form. And it goes even deeper than that. He's trying to get rid of defund / get rid of like the school board or whatever. Like I forgot the correct, like the education.
Wow.
Bunch of stuff with housing, like immunity to cops, immunity for presidents, and a whole list of other things that are very, very scary. But all we can do is continue to do what we have been doing, because the election happened. We found out who we won. Everybody woke up and went to work the next day and did what they had to do. Sun was still shining. It was a nice day out the next day. You still have your loved ones. Hopefully some of you are still okay overall. It's a scary time. People are getting a little bold, as we suspected. But just look out for each other. And yeah, for the 60% of Hispanics that voted against, I despise you. Mark, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Not really. I guess I'd echo that, and just, I guess like you were saying for the fellows though, like even though it doesn't really pertain to you when it comes to women's rights and stuff like that, just think like if you were to have kids and you do have a daughter, like that ends up like
Affecting them as
going to
well.
them. Yeah, like even though it's like you might see it as like, oh, it's a long time, you know, if you are young before you even have a daughter or something like that, or you do have it, it's just like you still got to think about like if it does take place though, at least you know that that's like a step forward into that right direction for
Yeah.
them, and like people might then eventually get into that way of living, and then it turns out it's really good, but you'll never know unless you actually take that step before to actually have it set forth. So yeah, just think about that. Um, like we said, what happened, it happened. Like Victor said, you know, people woke up, went to work the next day, and yeah, we're just going to live with the decision for this next 4 years, and yeah, hopefully everything goes well. But other than that,
Exactly.
yeah, be safe.
And even if you don't agree with those necessarily agree with those things, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to do them yourselves. Like if you're against whatever it may be, like what people do with their bodies, again, at the end of the day, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Like if you're against abortion, whatever it may be, and you're in that position, you can choose to just have the child. You don't have to go with that route.
Yeah.
But the fact that other people have the choice to do so or not should not bother you because it does not pertain to you.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's a lot deeper than just abortion. And for some people to sit here and make it seem like, oh, it's a Christian issue or whatever it may be, if that were the case, truly, you wouldn't have voted for that man in the first place because there's a lot of other stuff that like don't align with Christian values in general, between how he speaks to different people, how he treats other people, or how he's treated people in the past. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know where our opinions lie. We've talked about it ad nauseum for the past couple months. And yeah, in 4 years, we'll recoup, do what we got to do. We'll see what the future leads us. But we're going to continue to be here every week. That's what remains consistent every single time.
Yep.
We love you guys. Be respectful to each other. Look after each other. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.
Bye.